Hello, internet people, and my beautiful 177 subscribers. Hi, how are you guys doing? Hi. Okay, so the way I see my YouTube channel is like an open studio night. So what is open studio night? We can ask that question. Before I start talking, can I sit down? May I sit down? Thank you. Actually, when I first hit like 100 subscribers, I wanted to celebrate. I actually got a cake, so I can celebrate next day before I go to work. But overnight, someone unsubscribed, so I became like 99. Yeah, so I ended up not celebrating 100 subscribers, but maybe we can think about it, like maybe to like 200 subscribers we can buy a little, like a small cake and celebrate. This morning I realized it's been 3 weeks since the last time I actually filmed. I actually like sit down and have a conversation with you guys. So I made a list of updates that I want to give you guys. Okay, first update, I decided to take another gap year before I go to grad school. I got rejected by my dream school, so I decided to take another year. It's okay. Well, actually, at first, when I decided to take one more year of a gap year before I go to grad school, I was in denial. I was like, no, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go. Like, it doesn't really matter like which school I'm at, like it doesn't really matter like which professor I work with. I'm just gonna go this year. But then I was like, well, this is gonna be your terminal degree, and this is what you're really passionate about, and it really has to be like quote unquote perfect. Perfect as in like perfect for me. Like, the reason why I'm going to like grad school is to study what I'm really passionate about, which is the intersectionality of art therapy and positive psychology and its application as a treatment for CPTSD military population. Grad school, like PhD environment, should allow me to do it. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense that you go to grad school. So I took a moment to reconsider everything, and I ended up making a decision against going to grad school this year. And yeah, right now, like as I'm like speaking, I'm okay. Like, I'm very determined to go to grad school next year and try again. But when I first made the decision, ooh, it hurt. I was not good. But yeah, so as a part of my decision, I made a new timeline for me to prepare for new materials, to find new professors, to, you know, like to prepare to apply for PhD programs. And as a part of that preparation, first of all, I updated recommenders, people who wrote me a recommendation letter this cycle, 2025 cycle. When I was writing an email to them, I almost cried. Maybe I actually cried. I don't know. Okay, that is done. Actually, I still have 2 more schools to hear from, but even if I get into those 2, I don't think I would want to go to those schools. Oh my god, my brother is eating in the kitchen right now, and I can hear everything that bothers me. Have you guys heard of misophonia? I cannot hear people chewing. But I don't want to be an inconvenience, so I always had my earphone in. Because, you know, like, you cannot ask people to accommodate your, I don't know, symptoms all the time. The world cannot cater to me. If I have some symptoms, I be proactive to treat it and adjust accordingly to fit into the world. I feel so bad because I know I received so much support and love from these people. Not only like these people who wrote me a recommendation letter, but from a lot of people. And I feel like I failed them. But we're not ruminating on the past. We're not ruminating on the past. Hey, you are not ruminating on the past. you've already decided to try again, and that is fine. Just another, what, a month? It's fine. As you said in the email, you've find something that speaks deeply to you and you're working towards it. The timeline doesn't matter. It kind of matters, but because when because these people who wrote me a recommendation letter, they know my story, like how I studied like art history, fine art, and now I dropped everything. I mean, it was such a long story. I dropped everything, and now I'm working towards to be a clinical psychologist for military population. And they know my story. And when I first decided that, when I told them that I'm applying for a PhD in clinical psychology, they gave me like huge support, and they were very supportive. They gave me so much energy to move forward. And and it's so hard for me to tell them that I failed. It's not about the fact that I failed. It's more the fact that I'm not living up to their expectation, or like I'm not. It's they did me such a huge favor, but I am not returning the desired outcome. But I really want to tell them that I really appreciate their support, and oh, and actually I didn't even tell my parents that I'm gonna try another cycle. Um I don't know how I don't know how I'm gonna do that, to be honest. But yeah, it's just so lucky that you have people who actually recommended you to like other schools or like other organizations, because they know your value, they know what you can provide, and they believe in you. 6:05. I just woke up. You know what I woke up to? Wait, I just realized I have to blur everything out. Yeah, I'm very grateful. And a lot of them shared their really kind-hearted, really nice, really warm, really kind words with me, which made me cry. Anyway, and all of them offered their help again. They were like, if you need any other help from me, please let me know. If you need like third eye to look at your, like CV, personal statement, please let me know. I'm like, you don't have, because they don't have to. Like, technically, they don't have to, but they offered to do it. I'm like, thank you. If you're watching, thank you. And I've also reached out to mental health related volunteer opportunities, like specifically in the US, and I was wondering if they have any like online opportunity, like online volunteer opportunity, because in Korea there are not a lot of like volunteer opportunities in mental health field. Like in general, mental health is not even like well known. A lot of people hesitate to go to therapy. A lot of people hesitate to, like talk about their emotions. Like, even though like this generation is like slowly changing, still a lot of people hesitate to go talk to doctors, or like even, like clinical psychologists or therapists, whatever. But still, like, I'm volunteering at one like social cooperative that helps children with autistic spectrum disorder. But I still wanted to see if there's any like online opportunity. So back in the States, I've joined a couple of like NAMI events. So if you guys are not aware of like what NAMI is, it's National Alliance on like Mental Health. I'm pretty sure like you are already aware of it if you're interested in like mental health. They host a lot of like mental health related events, and they provide like educations and things like that. And in Korea, I really couldn't find anything like that, so I'm writing to them if any online education is available, or if there's any any like opportunity for me to volunteer for them like abroad. Yeah. I don't know if they have any like online volunteer opportunities or if they have any online courses available, but I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying. But all of them said, yeah, actually, like, I really appreciate you reaching out, but we have, like, what is it called? Like, background check. And in order to do that, we need your US address. And I'm not living in the US. So that was, no. But it didn't hurt to try. I also reached out to schools that rejected me. I kind of hesitated to reach out to them because I don't want to seem rude or, I mean, I knew they might not reply to my email at all, but it doesn't hurt to try, right? So I wrote to them introducing myself, explaining my situation and why I've decided not to pursue grad school this year, but I decided to reapply in 2026 cycle and things like that. Currently 5:37. I woke up at 5:30 and I was checking my email and got a response from one of the schools that I emailed yesterday. One of the main, it's very short email. And 3 schools wrote back to me. 2 of them were they gave me like typical answer. Like one of them just gave me like 1 sentence answer. Like still I'm grateful because like they actually took their time to read my email and were back to me, where I was like, okay, yeah, I'm grateful, thank you, let's move on to the next. And another school were back to me with a copy and paste of what's written on their homepage, so that was helpful. Yeah, I mean, still they took their time to reply to me, so I'm grateful. Thank you. And next. But the last school, I think she's the head of admission team. She gave me a rundown of like how they select students and why my application was not successful. And she gave me a list of like reference I might find it helpful. So yeah, like I'm still going through those references and that email really helped me a lot. So that's that. There's an update. And maybe another update I can give you is work. Well, I don't think I have a lot of like updates on work. I'm just really grateful that I'm working in this like clinical setting where I can interact directly with the patients in a mental health field, because this is a rare opportunity for me. I did not study psychology or anything related to that. I studied art history in college, and I recently decided to, not recently, maybe like 1.5 years ago, decided to make a career change. So I'm currently taking like post-bac psychology classes, but it was almost like miracle for me to get this job in this mental health field. And work-wise, there's been like ups and downs definitely, but I'm slowly getting in the flow of it. And there was no, I mean, if I want to like go into like nitty-gritty details, I can definitely do it, but since it's YouTube, I know like I shouldn't. Maybe after I quit my job, I might spill some teas. Who knows? No, just kidding. I'll never talk about that. But anyway, so work is work. Just came back home. Am I tired? No. Are you No. You feel Yes. I feel fucking dizzy right now. But if you don't study right now, you're not gonna study tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, the day after, then there's no grad school, then there's no clinical psychologist, there's no dream, there's no... Working hard is a part of your identity. Let's just do 30 minutes and then
instigate actions that affect their environments, which in turn cause emotions. When you do something and it becomes a disaster, I don't call it, I don't do it, I try something wrong. Symbolically, place myself in your shoes. There's also foresight. If I were to do what you were doing, what would happen? This is
well, thank you again to my 177 subscribers. I wish I know your names. If you don't mind, if you could like comment your name down below, or like your nickname, so I can remember, that would be great. But no pressure, no pressure. I completely understand some people feel uncomfortable being on, you know, like having an online presence, so I completely understand. But it's just me wanting to know my subscribers. Anyway. As I go through this 2026 application cycle, I'll give you guys more updates. But that's about it. Bye for now. That's a wrap. Bye-bye.